Today, the once elegant, prosperous city of Beirut was shut down and in mourning. Flags flew at half-mast on government buildings. Businesses were closed, and in the few cafes that still had customers, the television channels were showing horrific pictures of the killings in the little southern village of Kana. 56 civilians had died in the Israeli bombardment, 37 of them children. They'd been taking shelter in a basement. The Israelis said there was a Hezbollah rocket launching site close by. Kana was a tragedy, but just perhaps a turning point. The Lebanese government responded to these pictures by cancelling a visit by Condoleezza Rice, telling the world's most powerful diplomat that she wasn't welcome here until there was an unconditional ceasefire in Israel's war against Hezbollah. Today, the Interior Minister told us that when it came to policies on ending the crisis, there was now no difference between the Lebanese government and Hezbollah.
Israel succeeded to make a real unity in Lebanon, all over the population and in politics. Now I can say that it's a real national unity all over the country. And in the government, it was so clear yesterday. The meeting took half an hour to decide everything, to make our political choice, to stop discussions. Still, we have a real ceasefire and complete ceasefire. So it is a real unity to defend ourselves, to resist. We cannot agree to continue to discuss under such crime, such terrible crime that Israel are doing in the south. So we are asking as one voice. We need immediately ceasefire.
The massacre which has happened in Kana has meant that the government and the resistance and all the people are all united in one team under a banner of national unity and of Lebanon first.
The Israelis have hit roads and bridges across the country and caused extensive damage in South Beirut, where the banners show Hezbollah's links with Iran. Hezbollah are a military organisation, but also have 2 ministers in the cabinet, and the attacks have certainly not damaged their political strength. Israel's aim is to destroy Hezbollah, but its tactics, wrecking much of Lebanon in the process, have seriously misfired. This is a complex country run by a coalition of Christians, along with Sunnis and Shia groupings, including Hezbollah. Everyone has suffered in some way from the Israeli attacks. And the result has not been the isolation of Hezbollah, but the exact opposite. News of the Kana killings led to an apparently spontaneous demonstration in the centre of Beirut. The protesters' choice of a target, the United Nations building where a fire was started, may have been unfortunate, but what was significant was the number of groups now joining with Hezbollah. There were, of course, posters of the Hezbollah leader, Sheikh Nasrallah. But then there were Christian and Sunni groups here too, and all had the same angry demands.
It makes a bigger support for Hezbollah, definitely, because they are defending us, they are defending our children, our families. Yesterday, it could have been my children who had died with the Kana children. Maybe my kids had the chance to stay in a secure place. But these helpless people, they had nothing to do but to gather around and die together. And this will support more and more Hezbollah.
Yesterday, maybe we only support Hezbollah. Now we are ready to give our blood to Hezbollah, to this country, to this people, to these children and to this innocent. We are ready to give our blood. We are ready to go all these people to defend this country without army, because we don't have any army. We don't have any intelligent army. We have only our dignity.
In Beirut, the human cost of the fighting can be judged by the casualties at the Rafik Hariri hospital, where ambulances arrive to take serious cases away for treatment in the Gulf. Among those who'll be leaving, children wounded in the attacks. Both of Ikram Ibrahim's little daughters have been wounded. 3-year-old Aya Ali lost a thumb, while 1-year-old Ola has shrapnel wounds. And in the next room, 8-year-old Huida Khaled lost one eye and has poor sight in the second. She has yet to be told that both her parents are dead. The doctor looking after them spent years working in London.
The world should see what's happening to our children, to our elderly, to our geriatric age group as well. So sort of the wound injury is treatable, but the psychic injury is what you can listen to what's happening to somebody who's having pain out of the shrapnel. To face this 8 years old, to face life with one eye is really difficult.
So far, the economic cost of the war to Lebanon has been estimated at $3 billion. Business has been crippled and parts of the city are blocked by motorists trying to get fuel. It's admitted that only 7 to 10 days' worth of supplies currently remain. The economy was supposed to be boosted by the arrival of up to 2 million tourists this summer, but the beaches are of course deserted. And the famous Ramlet El Baida, literally white sands, is now wrecked by an oil slick, like much of the Lebanese coast. 12,000 tons were spilled when Israel bombed the oil tanks of a power plant down the coast in Jiyeh.
اللي بليله غرقان سارح بهالنجمات يتأمل إنه في مين عم بفكر فيه.
In wartime, a song can capture the national mood, and Beirut television channels this week have been playing Badi Hani Lal Nas, a song by Ahmed Kabur for those who pay the heavy price of war. Kabur was born in Beirut and he still lives here. Many of his songs deal with the sea that is now polluted by the war.
يعني إني أتكلم معك الآن وقلبي يبكي على ما أراه هنا.
As I speak with you now, my heart weeps for what I see in front of me here on the beach of Beirut and the beaches of Sidon and Tyre. Look what the Israelis have done to my environment. And if you saw TV this morning, you'd know what the Israelis have done to the sons of this country. I used to sing about the sea before, but now I think that the sea sings to me, saying, "Save me from this pollution."
Travelling across Beirut, it was difficult to find anyone who'd blame Hezbollah's rocket attacks for Lebanon's latest tragedy. In this smart city park in the Hamra district are those who fled from the bombed south of the city, just a mile or so away.
I don't blame them.
You don't blame Hezbollah?
Yes, of course. I blame Israel because she always wants more.
Up on Mount Lebanon, high above Beirut, is the chic little town of LA. It's a favourite resort for rich Lebanese, mostly Sunnis, who have second homes here, but few would criticise Hezbollah.
You want the truth? They're blaming together Israel and Hezbollah. This is the real Lebanese now telling, they're blaming both Israeli and Hezbollah.
The Lebanese government and Hezbollah say they are agreed on a 7-point plan to bring peace and so to make this, once again, the public image of Lebanon. The plan would involve a ceasefire linked to Israel's agreement on a whole series of demands, from prisoner exchanges to a deal on the Israeli-controlled Shaba Farms area in the south.
Shaba Farm, you know what is Shaba Farm? It is about 40 kilometers square. And the prisoners are Lebanese. And the respect of Lebanese sovereignty all over the country. I don't know why they prefer to have a second Iraq just on their frontier. They prefer to have all this destruction even in Lebanon, also in Israel. What they prefer? They are looking for peace or they are looking for victory.
Hezbollah say they agree with the plan, but they were notably reluctant to commit themselves to the idea of an international force in the south, let alone UN Resolution 1559 that calls on them to disband their military wing.
The priority is for a ceasefire. As for other issues, they are domestic concerns.
But that force is part of the Lebanese Prime Minister's plan that you say you agree with.
Prime Minister Sinora gave his point of view as a Prime Minister, but this is to be decided by the cabinet and political parties of Lebanon.
Today there was supposed to be a limited ceasefire, with Israel halting air raids in the south for 2 days. But Hezbollah again fired shells into northern Israel, while Israel bombed targets in southern Lebanon and Lebanon's main border crossing with Syria. Even after the killings at Qana, there seems little hope for an immediate ceasefire.